Here we go. All right. Well, hello again, all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. John and Ellie of Georgia Beer Reviews back at you this Sunday with another edition of Stout Sunday. And joining me today, we have Michael Kormeroff from Brooklyn. We have Ronnie S. from the great state of Florida. We have Jeremy Vincent in Arkansas. And then we have the one, the only, Ronald J. Terrio from Louisiana Beer Reviews. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Jeremy.
All right, let's go ahead and get things started, guys. We'll go ahead and start off with Michael Kormeroff. What are you drinking, Michael?
I have the Guinness Draught in the bottle edition from Dublin, Ireland at 4.2%. And it does not have a widget inside as its canned brother or sister has. Beers probably have no gender, but whatever you want to call it. So this is it's a draft version of the
transgender.
And when I pour it, you'll be able to probably see some of the nitro action when it comes up. But I haven't poured it yet. I'll wait to let everybody else describe what they have first.
All right. Ronnie S., what are you drinking this morning, man?
Okay, I got the Wicked Weed Dark Aged Bourbon Barrel Aged Imperial Stout.
Okay.
This is 11.8% alcohol. It's from Wicked Weed Brewing out of Asheville, North Carolina. This particular bottle was bottled on 9/20/18, so it's a little over a year and a half old.
Should still be good though. I mean, 11.8%.
Yeah, it's supposed to get better, I thought. So I didn't really care. I've never had it. Has anybody else had this?
I've had other stuff from Wicked Weed, but I haven't had that one.
I can't get any Wicked Weed stuff here, I don't think.
Right,
To me, they sold it here. Didn't last here, but a couple of months. Don't know why.
I got it for I think like $8 for 12.7 ounce. A little expensive, but hopefully it's good.
Okay. All right. Jeremy Vincent, what are you drinking, man? What you got this Sunday?
I think I reviewed this before, but I want to try it again. You guys said it had a licorice taste, but I didn't quite get this time. I don't know if it's because they changed everything, but this is the Kalamazoo Stout by Bell's. And 6% and out of Comstock, Michigan. So we'll see what if I can get this time.
I was a little disappointed. I mean, the beer was good, but I didn't get a licorice taste. It's got the brewers, they call it brewers licorice in there, which is, I don't know. It's kind of a.
I didn't get that either.
They played it up like it was going to have all this licorice flavor, but it didn't have. To me, it didn't taste like licorice. All right, and Ronald Terrio, what are you drinking?
Well, thanks for letting me come on to this. And can you hear me?
Yep.
Thanks for letting me come on to
loud and clear.
And cool. Thanks for letting me come on. And I have it's called Abita, and it's the Bourbon Street. And there's a brass lantern. Bourbon Street Imperial Stout, and it's aged 100% in bourbon barrels. It's 10% alcohol, 20 international bitterness units, and I already poured it. You can see not much head, but you know these kind of things, they don't make much head, and it's very, very dark brown.
It's all the alcohol in it.
Huh?
It's all the alcohol. The higher the alcohol content.
Yeah, kind of knocks out the head. No, that's okay. Knock out your head if you drink too much.
We're gonna find out. You guys brought big boy drinks today, so
yeah.
All right, and what I am drinking is from Monday Night Brewing out of Atlanta, Georgia. This is the Llamas Tequila Barrel Horchata Imperial Stout. It's 12.5% alcohol. It's got a llama on the label. Llamas.
You're gonna feel like a
So
Llamas.
12.5% alcohol, aged in bourbon barrels with cinnamon, nutmeg, brown sugar, and lactose. So we shall see if it tastes
Wow.
like horchata or not, I guess. Really quick, I want to go to the chat. We got Craig in the chat. He was second, though. Jeremy was first. Craig was second. All right. So cheers, Craig. Thanks for tuning in. Let's go back around. Go ahead and get started. Let me go ahead and crack mine open here. Let's go back to Michael Kormaroff.
Okay, here we go.
With his Guinness.
You can check this out. I'm going to give it a center pour.
Uh-oh.
I have to watch the head action, or else it'll come over the top.
You're doing it the right way, though.
So far, so good.
That's good.
If I have to save a little bit at the other end, I will. But it looks like it's in an 11.2 ounce bottle, as most of the European bottles are. Okay, so in the glass, you did get the cascading action that you normally get, and then it's a khaki, solid, foamy head, and the beer itself is very dark brown, bordering on black. Let me give it a nose. For people who've had Guinness before, it has the typical Guinness nose, roasted, dark roasted malt, maybe a little bit of coffee, maybe some dark chocolate. Let me give it a taste.
Cheers.
Cheers to everybody.
Okay, the best part of the nitrogen, I think, and I think this is true in anything that's nitrogenated, is the creaminess that you get from the initial taste. And pretty much throughout the whole beer, you're going to get that kind of really nice creaminess. So it's very creamy. It's 4.2, so you expect it to be, very easy drinking, which it is. And there's something about Guinness which may be different from other things. I think it's 125 calories, if I'm not mistaken, but it's not filling at all. And I guess maybe that's the nitrogen too. For 4.2, it still seems like a substantial stout, yet it's a session stout.
Right.
The taste certainly follows the nose, and you're getting the dark roasted malts. But the creaminess, I think, is the main positive thing in this beer. Mm-hmm. And I'll keep sipping on it, and I'll have a number for you as we go on.
All right.
Sounds good. Let's go to Ronnie S. next in Florida with his Wicked Weed.
All right.
All right.
I'm a little
Ronnie,
annoyed. I popped this bottle open and it exploded on me, so I lost like half my stout, and it wasn't even shaken up. I mean, yeah, that's what I got there.
Could be infected. If it's infected, it's going to smell really strange.
You serious?
Yeah, smell it.
Oh yeah, it'll smell like coconut or something.
It smells strong. Like you can smell the alcohol in it for sure. It smells like, other Imperial stouts. I don't think it's infected. Hopefully it's not.
Good.
Actually, I bought this glass today. This is supposed to be a barrel-aged glass.
That's
I like it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Paid like $10 for this at Total Wine.
So they age the glass in bourbon barrels?
No, I guess it's supposed to be for using for drinking barrel-aged beers. Not just stouts. I guess maybe ales or whatever too.
Oh.
It's got a nice smell on it, like I guess the bourbon smell to it.
Right. It tastes okay?
Yeah. The taste, again, it's kind of strong, but not too strong. Yeah, it's enjoyable. It's not very strong. So this one is 11.7 11.8 actually. I'd say it's enjoyable for that level of alcohol. It's not alcoholic. I guess you get into the bourbon taste to it. I don't know what other kind of flavors. It says it's brewed with coffee. I don't get any coffee taste or smell.
What's the main flavor you're getting out of that?
I'd say probably the bourbon.
Right.
Yeah, I don't really taste any coffee at all. So again, this was brewed in September of 2018. The bottle is like all sticky now because it blew up.
Oh,
It was quite annoying. I had to come out here and splash water. That's why I was off camera.
Yeah, Stout's
But,
good for probably your patio.
It's good enough. It leaves you with an aftertaste now, like here in the throat of kind of like an alcohol taste. Maybe that's the bourbon too. There's not a lot of other flavors to it to make it more enjoyable. I don't think. Like, I don't get the coffee, and I guess that's the only one it's supposed to have. It doesn't have any of those other type like roasty, toasty type things you guys say. I'm not picking up any of that. Yeah, I don't know if this is one of my favorites, but I'll think about it and get back to you.
Okay. One interesting thing you're talking about not getting any of the coffee. I'm wondering if the coffee's kind of faded since it's a year and a half old.
Yeah,
because coffee's one of those things,
Yeah, that's a great point.
it could have just
Probably.
kind of faded out.
And
Right.
Okay, interesting.
Now, with
All right,
these,
we'll
with
come
these
back
beers,
around
would
to-
you say that if it's like a year and a half, 2 years old, you maybe shouldn't get it? Because I would
No.
think that sometimes
No.
they get better with age, right?
yeah. Don't let
Well,
the
yeah. Now, like the barrel, like barrel aged stuff, a lot of times gets better with age. But like if it has coffee in it, for example, the
You'll
coffee
lose the
will
coffee
fade.
taste, right?
Yeah, because coffee is one of those things. It doesn't really age like the other stuff in the beer. It just kind of fades, which a lot of people like that. Like barley wines, for instance, they have a lot of barley wines are very hop heavy. Well, if you want to age a barley wine and get some more of the malt character and some of the other notes, you age it and the hops will fade, and then some of the other qualities will come. It all depends on what you're looking for in your beer. But yeah, like coffee is definitely something that will fade with age. Mhm.
Yeah.
a lot of the IPAs are the same way, kind of that.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Cheers to Blake in the chat. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. With that, we got to go to Jeremy Vinson with his Bell's Kalamazoo Stout. All right, go for it.
Again, Kalamazoo Stout, 6%. Go the appearance first. Totally dark, as you can see. When I first poured it, it had an 1.5 inch khaki head on it. Let's go to the nose. Okay, I do not get any licorice. I'm trying to find the licorice in this on purpose. All I'm getting is chocolate, dark malts.
How old is that one, Jeremy?
It's not that old. Well, it's getting up there. It's packaged on 2, 4.
20?
I'll show it to you. Yeah, not last year.
That ain't old. That's not really old.
Yeah, that would be the problem then. Let's see. Some dark chocolate smell there on that coffee. Definitely getting coffee. More coffee than anything. To me on this one. I don't smell licorice. Let's go to the taste. Cheers.
Cheers.
Or is it
Cheers.
right?
Cheers.
Cheers. Very lightly carbonated. Full body though, very, very much full body. It's not it's got, like you said, a little bit of the off flavor. It's got more of a hop on the back end.
Is there any of the licorice in the taste or not?
If it is, it's very, very minute, Michael. I'm talking about like,
Okay.
I'm probably having to imagine it. and make
Okay.
it.
If you have to imagine, it's probably not there.
Mm.
At least imagining the licorice in there.
Just good roasted malts in there. Chocolate, more chocolate and coffee than anything to me. But I like coffee, so it's good.
You like chocolate?
Guys, it's got an odd hot flavor to me, like a
bite.
yeah. It's more of a bite than a lot of the coffees have. Even I don't know. They didn't give any IBUs on it, so I can't tell you that.
Bell's usually doesn't.
Well, anyway,
Yeah, they don't believe it.
it's good. It's just got that little bit of off. If it wasn't for that, it would be. I'll give him a score in a minute.
That's the same thing I noticed. It had a weird off flavor. I'm telling you.
Yep. I think the one I tried last time didn't. I think I may have just got lucky on that one. But yeah, it was shelf life is 6 months. I don't know if you can see that.
Not really.
Okay.
Camera, come on through. Nope.
What are we looking for?
So small.
Hey, you gotta have
So
the thing,
small.
guys.
We believe you.
I'm just- I didn't want to lie to you.
Believe me?
I didn't want to be a
Don't-
fake and a fraud, so I wanted to prove to everybody.
Show the proof.
You got the proof right there.
Yeah, proof.
All right. Well,
Right.
we'll come back around. I remember when I had that beer, I didn't really pick up on an off flavor. I was just so disappointed because I was expecting licorice, and I thought that was such a cool flavor to add to a stout, and I didn't get any of it, and I was just really disappointed in that. I thought it was good overall. It just lacked that licorice flavor.
So similar to what Jeremy's saying.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the weird hop thing though is interesting.
got a weird
I don't
back.
remember it having.
Just a weird bitter,
Yeah,
like not a normal bitterness, I can't describe that either.
maybe a licorice type of bitterness.
I don't get it. I don't get if it is, it may be the licorice, but it's a bad attempt at licorice. So I don't know.
Oh, tell.
If you didn't know it was supposed to have licorice in it, you would probably never mention it.
No, I think the first time I did it, I didn't know it. And they said, "You got any licorice?" I said, "No."
Eric did a vodka taste test yesterday.
That's probably what
He did. Yeah, three different vodkas.
Hey, maybe I need some Tito's to pour in here.
Tito's was one.
Oh,
of those.
yeah.
I don't know.
Speaking of
Put it in the
that,
stout.
I don't know.
let's see what John's got.
All right. Well, we'll come back around to you here in a little bit, Jeremy. In the meantime, we got to go to our buddy, Mr. Jay Terrio in Louisiana with his Abita Bourbon Street Imperial Stout.
Yes. Hello. Don't you believe me? Now, I remember that from the Little Rascals when that was the episode where Farina was telling some story that was obviously not true, and they were shaking their head, and he's like, "Don't you believe me?" All right, but anyway,
I believe you.
we believed you, Jeremy. Now this one is bottled in well, it says Best Buy, April 18, 2020. And I'm going to show you. Now, come on, work with me. Work with me. Work with me.
You got it.
Yeah, we see that. We
It's
believe
got the
you.
date. It's got the date, guys. Put the damn date. That's my chapstick. And if it hadn't had the date, it could be 100, but I would still score it a 90. Anyway,
10 points off, huh?
got no date. Me and Michael Kummerf always get a kick out of that because it's like, well, you just said it was 100, but you're saying you're going to score it a 90, but you just said it was 100. Okay, so we're fooled. You got him. We're correct.
The date is very important.
I'm not
That's
naming
right.
any names.
Gotta
Of
have
course,
the date.
I'm not naming any names, nor am I necessarily referring to anyone in particular. And I don't think anyone would even know who I was referring to if I, in fact, was referring to
I
anyone.
think I have an idea.
Now, I do agree with the sentiment, though, that it should have dates. Now, it's not much head of foam, but it's dark brown. but really it's not black. It's not black. You can see the red coming through at the stem. Look.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, you can see that.
That's an interesting glass you got, Ron.
Yeah, it's called Diamore. It's a liqueur glass, and it's like a little mini snifter. And someone gave me 4 glasses, and I've only broken 1 so far. Unlike
yeah, these glasses are so thin. You really got to be careful.
Those Glen Pan glasses John and Neely gave me. I tried so hard, but I only have 1 left because it seemed like every little incident. You know, it's kind of like when you just know something's going to happen. It's weak.
Those are pretty thick glasses, though. On those.
Now these are kind of thick, but I did chip the stem on one when something in the sink fell and hit it. I said, "Well, I'll be doggone." It smells very vanilla, very bourbon barrel, and I know John and Neely especially loves these bourbon barrel stouts, right? Am I saying?
Oh
that?
Yeah.
So you would like
Absolutely.
the strong. You would like the strong bourbon application. You almost get like the wood, and then you get the very chocolatey, dark roasted malt. So just think of a very dark beer. You know what Imperial stouts smell like if you've had enough, and roasted but not burnt. I was very pleased it wasn't burnt.
I haven't had that one yet.
Cheers to y'all. And it's got a how do you say this? It's super dark bread crust. It'd be like if the bread was not. Let's get the idea of burned and charcoal out of our minds. Some of these things would be like, what you call that? Acrid. It's no acrid, no cigarette ash or anything like that. Man, somebody got some major feedback. Here, chip. I used to, when I would really want to aggravate the students in school, I would take my fingernails at the top of the chalkboard and scratch them all the way down real slow.
Oh my gosh.
I'd have to
Can't take
They'd be like, stop it. Like, don't you love? I'd say, don't you love that? And anyway.
Woo!
My classroom, also known as the torture chamber. Anyway, it's creamy. It's creamy. It's creamy. It's roasted. There's chocolate. There's oats in it that gives it like oats. You'll never hear a brewer say slimy though, right? But it gives it kind of that like oatmeal. And the body's not that heavy. You would think 10%. The body's got to be so heavy. Nope, wrong. Medium. The finish is on the it's like midway sweet to dry. When you say sweet, we know what that means, sweet. When you say dry, that means not sweet, the opposite of sweet. The drinkability is so good. I don't know whose bourbon barrels they use. We never could find that out yesterday when we were researching it. And the price for this was mighty incredible. Normally, should I mention that, John and Neely, or is that out of order?
No, you should definitely mention it because it's a travesty that we all can't get that price.
My friend David got so irritated yesterday. And I said, well, people like to hear that, but it's a painted bottle too, by the way. It's not a label taped on, it's paint. Oh, so
that's cool.
Normally, huh?
That's cool. I haven't seen that one yet. We get a lot of Abita beer here, but I haven't seen that one.
This has been on the market for at least a decade. They
don't send it here. That's weird.
I guess they don't like making money. Normally, you're going to pay $10.99 for this bottle. $10.99. That's why I never bought it. I was like, I ain't paying $10.99 for 22 ounces. I'll just imagine how good it is. But then David calls me up like hysterical, I'm at the side of the store. And he says it real fast. Like, what are you sorry? Did something happen? You hurt? No, I'm at the side of the store. They got a Abita Imperial Stout for $2.99 a bottle. I was like thinking he's wrong. He's just wrong. And he said, no, I'm serious. So I said, $2.99? Somebody made a mistake. And it's out of date. But like that store doesn't realize, whoever sold it to them doesn't realize it doesn't matter if it's out of date. It's it's made to age. So I'm sure the salvage store was like, yeah, we'll take those for $2 a bottle.
Wow.
And turn around and sell them for $2.99. So unbelievable deal. $2.99 for this. You will never see that kind of price again. Well, unless you go back and they got some other incredible deal like they did with the Leinenkugels 6-pack yesterday.
Yeah, we had a good deal.
What was that priced at?
You like how I split that in there?
$2.99 maybe.
It was Leinenkugels Canoe Paddler, $6.99. I mean, 6-pack. See, that's 10%. I think he said it was $3.99 for a 6-pack of Canoe Paddler, which is like way cheaper than normal because usually it's what, $7.99, $8.99?
$6, $7, $8.99, yeah.
Six.
Man.
Not $6.99.
No, $7, $8.99 for a 6-pack usually, I guess.
Yeah. The lowest you'd ever see it would be $7.99 on a special. But we have this luxury of finding all these great deals. And then, well, he was just on the phone with me before I came on to this, and he was saying, come on out here. Let's do a bunch of beer reviews. You ain't doing nothing today. You know, what are you going to do today? Just come on. I was like, I can't do beer reviews like endlessly. I mean, I could, but that's what he wanted to do.
All right. Well, we will come back around here shortly with your rating for your rating of the Abita there. I guess that leaves me. So I have been very patient. I have not taken a sip yet. It did pour with a head, but it has died down. It was about a half finger khaki head. So the Como te Llamas tequila, I've never had a tequila barrel-aged stout, so I'll be interested to see if the tequila notes are coming through with this. Wow. And horchata, if anybody's ever had horchata, that's kind of what they're going for with the flavor profile because they do add cinnamon, nutmeg, brown sugar, and lactose. So the aroma, definitely getting the cinnamon, the nutmeg, and the brown sugar. It smells very, very sweet, like it's going to be very sweet. I'm getting a little bit of like a caramel note on the aroma as well. I'm not really picking up on anything that would make me think tequila or tequila barrels. If anything, it just smells like a regular barrel age. Like it does smell barrel aged, but I'm not getting tequila notes. I'm just getting like, you know, the oaky barrel notes that you would get from a bourbon barrel aged stout. Not getting any of the 12.5% either. It smells really good. It smells a lot like horchata. I've had horchata. It smells a lot like that. The only difference is you're getting the roast from the roasted barley malt. So you're getting, you know, some of the dark chocolate and the roasty, toasty bread notes from the malt. It smells absolutely delightful. So I'm very excited to try this. So cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers to Neil A.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it tastes a lot like horchata. The first thing, though, is that roast. It's so deep, dark, and decadent with the roast. A lot of dark toasted bread notes, some dark chocolate. And then you get right into the cinnamon, the nutmeg, the brown sugar. It is a little bit creamy from the lactose, and I guess that adds a little bit of sweetness as well. But because it already has brown sugar in it, it's already sweet. The lactose, I guess, is just more for the mouthfeel than anything. This is good.
Is the alcohol masked?
12.5. He's chugging.
Yeah, it is. The alcohol is masked exceptionally well. So the barrel presence is kind of interesting with this. It does have a little bit of a barrel note to it, but I'm not getting tequila, tequila barrels, no tequila presence.
That's wild.
And maybe that's just because they add there's so many additives to this. It's hard to differentiate between tequila and bourbon and whatever. It just tastes barrel aged. But man, this is delightful. This is really good. If you've ever had horchata before, It's exactly what you're getting, but with a roasty, toasty component from the roasted malt. It is, although the alcohol is masked well, it is warming going down. So you can tell that it's a high ABV beer, but it's not boozy in the sense like, you're picking up on the alcohol. But, if you're not used to barrel-aged stuff, high ABV stuff, you'd probably say, oh, this is really boozy. But for somebody, somebody who's used to this type of thing, you're not really getting the alcohol notes in that way. You're just getting it in the warming presence going down and the barrel notes that you're getting on the palate. Yeah, this is incredible. I've had a lot of beers from Monday Night Brewing, the Garage series, which is what this is here. It's their high-end barrel line. This was not a cheap beer either. It was like $11.99 for the bottle.
Wow.
But I have never been disappointed with any of the Garage Series beers from Monday Night Brewing. This is really good. I'll think about it and come back with a rating. But I'm blown away by how incredible this beer is. So anyway, let's go back to the chat really quick, and then we'll go back around. Let's see. We got the whiskey. Where are you today, Robert? He might be working today. I don't know. Exactly. He says horchata is good in coffee. That's interesting. I've had just regular horchata, and I enjoyed it.
Maybe like a horchata sweetener or like a creamer in coffee. Horchata flavored creamer.
Maybe they do. I don't know. But I've had the real deal, though. You go to a Mexican restaurant and ask them to make you a horchata, and a lot of times they'll have it on the menu, and it's just a really good, sweet, like drink.
I don't really like how sweet it is. I didn't like the regular horchata drink. That was just me.
So
there you go.
Robert says,
Jeremy wants Jeremy.
You just got up 5 minutes ago. You know what? I'll tell Robert, this is your problem. You drank that 15% stout with Alex yesterday, and your whole day.
That's right. That's right.
And you notice Alex is not around, so he's probably crawling on the floor somewhere.
Yeah, Alex is hiding.
I noticed the last half hour or so of that hour and a half live stream, Alex was quite chatty.
He was chatty.
So I think he was feeling pretty good. That 15% stout. All right. Well,
what stout was it that they reviewed?
It was a stout from Dougie's, Dugges, Dugges. It was a vanilla coffee stout. It was a 15% stout, which I can't get here. So I was in the chat, giving them a hard time because we can't get anything over 14%. So they were drinking a 15% barrel-aged stout yesterday at like 12 o'clock, 11 o'clock.
Yeah,
right? It was 11 Central.
That's pretty
when they were doing this. So
yeah, I would have looked for that if I.
Yeah, I don't know if you can get. I don't know what the alcohol laws are in Florida, but I'm pretty sure.
I would have took a look for it.
I don't think you can. I think it's similar to Alabama and Georgia. I think 14% is the limit.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure.
And Alex.
What channel was this on?
Said,
what is up, John? I hear you're talking about me.
Alex. That's right, Alex. We are talking about you drinking that.
He's listening.
You can pick up any feedback on my end.
Drinking that 15% stout yesterday.
He's alive, though. At least we know that much.
Yeah, Alex isn't good.
He is alive. He did make it through that experience.
Last night, or what was it on?
Cheers to the beer master.
That's right. So cheers, everybody in the chat. Thanks for tuning in. Whiskey Scout, Alex, if you guys still want to grab a stout, it's not too late to join. But we got to get back around here. So we're going to start back with Michael Kormaroff and his final thoughts and ratings on Guinness Draught.
Still have a little bit left. It's impressive that the head and the lacing are both holding up fairly well as it goes down. And I was going to ask the group, I paid $1.52 for this 11.2 ounce. It was a single. Is that a good price?
That sounds good.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's good.
you can't really get much lower than that.
Yeah, usually the 6-packs are like $7 or $8.99 here, and I don't. So one thing you were talking about the nitrogenization of the beer, the bottle. So the bottle, you've had the can and the bottle. Do you find that the bottle holds up like with the nitrogen? Are you getting a creamy mouthfeel?
I think it holds up, but I think the effect, the way it looks, is better from the can. So I think the widget provides more. In other words, if you're just looking for the sight part of it when you pour it, the can is better in the effect of what it does. The bottle definitely is nitrogenated. And actually, the Whiskey Scout has showed up.
Live.
And Jeremy didn't have to leave.
And Jeremy's still here.
I'm here.
He's awoken from his slumber.
There you go.
Oh, wow. Man, oh, man. Okay.
That's breakfast of
I have
champions.
been wanting to try that for a while. The Founders Imperial Stout brought back from the dead. They discontinued it. It was so good and in high demand that they brought it back.
What is
So,
it?
Michael,
man.
before we go
I love
to Robert, we got to hear what are you thinking for a rating for the Guinness?
I'm going to give it a 94.
Oh,
So it's not as good as the export. I think I gave a 96. But it's certainly for what it is and the creaminess and the fact that Guinness knows how to brew a really great stout. It's an A. It's definitely an A.
cool.
Okay. All right. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll go around and everybody that's already talked about their beer can give their ratings, and then we'll have the grand finale with Robert the Whiskey Scout there and his Founders Imperial Stout. By the way, I did pick up a 4-pack of the 2020 KBS yesterday for $20 for the 4-pack, bottled on February 23rd, 2020. So I'm excited to get into those.
Have you tried the 2020 one yet?
No, I mean it's the same every year. It's still 12%. And
Yeah, I saw
it'll be very
4-pack
similar.
in Total Wine this morning. I didn't look at the year. Maybe it was the 2020 too. I didn't buy it though.
Okay, well, I'm just looking at these comments here, Robert the Whiskey Scout. Okay, all right, so Ronnie S., go ahead and give us your final thoughts and rating.
All right, so I
the,
still have
Wicked Weed there.
Wicked Weed Brewing Dark Aged Bourbon Barrel Aged Imperial Stout is brewed with coffee. This one was bottled on September 20th, 2018. I think that's why it has no coffee flavor. Honestly, it's a bit ho-hum for my taste. It's got the Imperial Stout stuff going on where you can taste it going down. It's pretty, I guess it's the kick you get. But there's no special flavors, nothing like that. I wasn't too impressed, and I was a little annoyed that the bottle blew up on me when I opened it, and I didn't even, move it around. So there was that. So my overall impression, I'll drink it. It's passable, but I'm gonna give it an 81.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. That's bad.
Yeah.
Then Ronnie, what did you you may have already mentioned
like you
this.
see him,
What did
Ron.
you pay for the bottle?
I think I paid $7.99 plus tax.
So definitely not worth the price then for that. I mean, $8
and then it was just annoying that it blew up like that. I don't understand why it did that. I maybe not half of it, but I lost a good amount of it.
I think I know what happened.
Okay.
What do you think happened, Ron?
I think it was infected. Something was wrong with it. It had some wild yeast in it. When they say infected, some wild yeast got in it, and it kept growing and growing like a bread in an oven.
Damn.
And it had so much pressure on it, when you pop the cap, boom, it just blew up like that warehouse in San Francisco,
Could be, yeah, it could be.
Okay. Yeah. It could. I mean, it could have been. I don't know. I mean, a lot of times though, when you get the wild yeast growing in there, and it gets infected, as you say, Ron, and there would be some off flavor. But from Ronnie S.'s description of the beer, it doesn't taste like there was anything wrong with the beer. So
No,
I don't know.
yeah,
but it could very well.
Gave it 81 though.
I don't know what else to say.
81 is not really horrible. What is that? A B? A B minus?
Jay, that's still a B minus.
The B, yeah, 81 is a B minus.
It's a good price. It's a good price if you paid about $2 for the bottle. Okay.
Yeah, I'd agree. 2, maybe 3, but not 8.
But the alcohol, though, would you say? I mean, 11.8%. The alcohol is pretty well masked, right?
For the most part, yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. 11.8 is getting up there, and anytime you have a really high ABV beer like that and they mask the alcohol, that speaks a little bit to the quality of the beer.
It would be nice if it had a little more flavor. The alcohol is masked, but it's not masked by any intriguing type flavors, and that could definitely be because it's a little old, like you said.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, 81. I mean, it's still in the B range, B minus. Not worth the price, but if it was a $2 bottle, yeah, absolutely. Alcohol's well masked, getting some bourbon notes. Just the coffee's faded with age, and just didn't quite live up to your expectations. But hey, you got to call them like you see them, right?
Right.
So,
right.
All right, we're going to move on here to Jeremy with his final thoughts and rating on the infamous Kalamazoo licorice stout without licorice flavor. What do you think, Jeremy?
Well, first off, I am so glad that Alex and Mr. Whiskey Scout made it through yesterday. I missed the pay-per-view. Somebody just told me wrong. I would have paid, at least $5 to watch it, but anyway. This does not have any liquor, so it's false advertising. So I'm giving it an 87.
Yes.
87 because it's false advertising.
Yeah, false advertising is no good.
It's really good.
So 87, that's good. So overall, the stout is really enjoyable. It's just it doesn't have that licorice flavor, right?
And it has that little bit of the bitterness on it too. So I knocked a little points off that. I kept it up for the date though. It had a good date on it, so. Got to give him a little credit.
Okay. All right. Yeah. No, I think that's a fair rating. I'm trying to remember what I gave it. I think I gave it like an 88, 89. I did give it a B plus because I really enjoyed the overall flavor, but I was let down because of the lack of the licorice flavor, because that's a unique quality in a beer. If you add brewer's licorice and you can get that flavor profile in a stout, I just think that they would complement one another very well. Maybe they just need to, Bells, if you're listening, you need to add more, like double the amount of licorice that you put in the beer so we can taste it.
Unless that's the fake licorice taste that you put in there.
It's not fake licorice, it's real licorice, but they call it actually, I think it says it on the bottle or on the website. It says they call it brewer's licorice. So I guess basically, it's there's just like no sugar added or anything like that. It's just the pure licorice extract, I guess.
It's a stout.
I will say I do like the new label.
Well,
have you ever tasted licorice in any other stout or beer?
I have
to be able to compare it.
No, I have not.
I haven't.
I have not. There's really not many out there. That might be the only one that I've seen that actually has licorice added.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So,
did you say yes, Ron?
I say yes. I've had probably 5 or 6. Even I had one that somebody sent me from Denmark called Sort Gold from Tuborg. I think comes out every year for Christmas, and it's a licorice beer that these people in Denmark get all excited about, and they have a parade and everything called Sort Gold. But we'll never get it. So I got it in the mail. He spent out 40.
Could you taste the licorice in it?
Oh yes, I certainly could.
Did you like the licorice taste in it?
So that sounds like an enjoyable beer right there. Lucky son of a gun.
Black can with gold.
I want a
black can with gold trim called Sort Gold.
So that's a Christmas ale.
I think Sort Gold meant black gold. Yeah. Well, a guy I went to high school with, he sent it to me. He sent me the Carlsberg Elephant, a 500 milliliter can, Carlsberg, and a 500 milliliter can. He sent me the Sort Gold, and there was one other he sent me. And oh yeah, they were dynamite. That was in 2011.
You don't see them.
I guess you want to score now, right?
I'm ready.
Just whatever.
Just make sure you call it.
Yeah,
like you
go
see
for
it.
it. We've
Yeah.
got
Like
Abita, Bourbon Street, which I have seen
Should have
that
to
one
go.
time. I saw it years ago, one time when I lived in Columbus, and I should have bought it because I have never seen it again. Unfortunately, I think a lot of those high-end Abita beers are only sold now very close to where the brewery is in the state of Louisiana,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
they do the Andy
So-
Gator. You can get that one, right? But
those are good.
kind of besides
Yeah.
that,
Well, yeah, I can get the Andy Gator, I get the
Mhm.
Purple Haze, we can get a lot of their big beers,
Yeah,
but
the Purple Haze.
the barrel aged stuff, the big bomber bottles, I just don't see them anymore. I used to, but I just can't get them anymore.
I don't see much from Abita either.
We see a lot.
Yeah, and I do love. Ron mentioned the painted on glass bottle. Abita. I love the painted on glass bottle look that they have going with their barrel aged line like that. That's really cool. Anyway, go ahead, Ron. Sorry.
It's okay. I'm like Henry Hill. I'm just listening. All right. You don't talk much, don't eat much. Anyway,
You want to see helicopters?
right. A hat. Anyway, Lois, do you know what we're involved in here? Anyway, I don't care. I want my hat. Anyway, it's an A+. It's a 98 out of 100.
Nice, 98.
And for the price,
Ooh.
98. I mean, it's all awesome. I mean, I'm sitting here drinking. I mean, it's affecting me a little bit, but I'm sitting here drinking and I'm like, this thing is dynamite.
So that's most excellent, you'd say?
I would say it's outstanding. Most excellent is 93 to 97. This is 98. Outstanding. 98, 99,
Exceptional.
100.
World class is only if it's 100 or higher.
98.
Higher than 100.
Oh, higher than 100? Okay.
No, world class is better than 100. It's better than perfect. It's above and beyond perfect. And I've had maybe 5 of those in my life, including the Westphalia 12.
The Twizzler.
That's a good idea that
work,
Vanessa
by the
Kitty
way.
has there.
It'd be worth a try, but it won't work.
Jerry,
They're
you
just
got
a
any
little
liquors,
bit, like take a
Twizzlers lying
little.
around? Shove in the bottle?
It would have to
You
dissolve,
got
Now you got
Yeah,
whiskey
How would you
Whiskey
dissolve it?
Stout.
That's the question.
so you can't taste it.
y'all got
Put it in the
Whiskey Stout
microwave.
like y'all got Whiskey Scout like Frank Pantangeli in Godfather Part 2, and people are saying, Robert, what's wrong? You can't get in to see John? And Robert's saying, he's got me waiting in the lobby.
Well, he's
So
not
it's time
waiting.
for Robert.
He's the grand finale.
Robert would never have to
What?
wait in the lobby. I would drop myself out to let him in if I
I'm confused.
had.
Real confused.
Did we?
Well, you had a
I'm
rough
just-
day. Yeah.
I was just trying to get to his thing. I'm just kidding, you know. I'm being jocular.
No,
I'm
no,
being,
yeah, that's right. We gotta get to
No.
Robert. So real quick,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give my rating, and it's very simple. So here we go.
No.
Como te llamas? Other than so this is gonna lose 2 points just because the tequila barrel thing is a gimmick, but it's a 98 out of 100. It's freaking amazing. It's one of the best. One of the better
So-
stouts that I've had.
So you don't pick up any tequila at all in it. That's the problem.
No tequila barrel notes. I do get barrel presence though from the barrel aging, just nothing that screams tequila. But honestly, I'm not. I mean, that could be a good thing. Tequila and stouts just don't really seem to mix anyway.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't sound appetizing to me. If I'm drinking a stout, the last thing on my mind is a shot of tequila, right? So it just right. So anyway, this is 98 out of 100. It's got the great horchata flavor and the roast. the
Is this
roast-
the
the
finale?
roast-
with this, oh my god, you guys are cracking up. So the roast with this is really
Super.
yeah, it's outstanding. It's pretty much world class. It's just I got to dock it a little bit because the tequila thing is like that's in the marketing. It's on the label. You got the llama with the cactus and the agave plant going on. It's just it's lacking that tequila note. But the roast with this is outstanding. It's roasty, toasty, and then that horchata. It's like horchata is a very sweet, decadent dessert-like drink. If you've never had it,
You
try
pick up
it. It's
sweetness
awesome.
on it, John? You pick up a lot of sweetness.
It's got
in
a
the
lot
beer
of sweetness.
itself?
Yeah, this is definitely not a beer for people that like, like Russian Imperials or stuff that has a lot of bitterness, because you're not getting any bitterness with this. It's malt forward all the way through, but it's outstanding. And if you like horchata, if you like barrel aged stouts, you're not gonna be disappointed. And of course, the alcohol, it is warming, but the 12.5%, it definitely doesn't have that 12.5% alcohol feel to it. Okay, so 98 out of 100 for me. Everybody else is giving their rating, so that leaves Robert, the Whiskey Scout. We have got to present him with his Founder's Imperial Stout.
Grand finale.
Okay, this was last minute. My brain's still on
That's all right.
Some
We're all
sort of-
fried here.
low
You
gear.
still affected from that,
I haven't
that stout
came
you
to-
had yesterday at 12 o'clock?
I haven't clutched second or third gear yet. So anyway, we got bottled on 11/21/19. It's 10.5% ABV. It's 75 IBUs. Nose comes with chocolate. It's sweet, and there's a little bit of a nutty note in it. I've been trying to figure out if it's barrel aged. I went to Founder's website, and unless I'm on an old page or something, this still is not on their website, so I can't tell you if it's barrel aged or not. On the palate, it does have a little vanilla note, like it is barrel aged. That's why I started looking this up, because it says nowhere on the bottle whether it is or not. It's full of bitterness, but it's not detracting. It's what you expect on an Imperial Stout like this. Still lots of chocolate, a good silky mouthfeel, a very thick and robust texture to it. It is very mouth coating from tip of the tongue down the hatch. There is a caramel note to it. That the body, the back of the bottle says chocolate, which I get in spades. It also says dark fruit and caramel. Actually, I'm having a tough time. I don't know if it's my palate this morning, but I can't come up with the dark fruit. I come up with more like an English walnut note that's going on in my mouth right now about this. More nuttiness, really, a little slight nuttiness developing. The caramel, yes, I will go with that, because what comes across as a sweetness in the nose turns to a definite caramel in the mouth. It's definitely a caramel note, which, again, kind of draws me back to, is it barrel aged or not? Because those are things you get with barrel aged. And I get a faint vanilla with it, which, again, goes back to being barrel aged, which, if it's not, it's just a well done whiskey. Listen, I'm still wound up for last night. We sat there for 4 hours, only caught one. We caught a bunch of little fish, but we only caught one fish of any size, and I didn't feel like messing with it, so we turned it loose before we left. So anyway, but Henry McKenna kept me company, and my wife and her lovely snoring. She falls asleep and snores. So she caught the fish. I had to wake her up. Hey, you're supposed to catch that fish? Huh? What? Oh, okay. So anyway, that's another story all in itself. We'll just let that go. But anyway, we had a good time. But back to the beer. It's a damn good beer. I mean, it's a damn good stout, and I don't know if it's available or not according to the website. I could figure it out. Maybe one of you guys know more about it than I do. But if you do find it and you like stouts, and I think I paid $2.99 or $3.25 for that bottle. I can't remember one.
That's a good price.
Yeah,
That's a good price. Yeah.
It's worth that for the single bottle. You're right, Rodney. It is. It's a good price and it's worth it. So I suggest you buy it if you get it. Score wise, I'm not going to say it's as good as that stuff me and Alex had yesterday, not by a long shot, but as an Imperial Stout, it's still a 95, solid 95. It's running good. I mean, it's just really enjoyable.
What, you picked up a single of it?
Yeah, I picked up a single of this and that Schmoo beer I did last week and a few others. I just, some days I go in there and I just go through, they got a whole cooler full of singles and then they got another wall full of singles, and you can just kind of go through there and mix and match, make your own 6-pack. But when you get into specialty beers like this, the 6-pack The $9.99 for the 6-pack is gone. They start charging individual for more craft-oriented beers. So I actually
Active duty in Alaska.
But anyway,
I'm very excited. Yeah, I really want to try that beer, Robert.
I've
I'd
had
like
it.
to
Even
try
though it's
that
not
too, yeah.
barrel aged, I've heard that it's one of the better, higher alcohol, just like standard stouts on the
Yeah.
market. Bumpy Road Brewery really enjoyed it. I think he gave it like a 98 or 99 when he reviewed it on.
It's good.
I guess it was my channel. Michael and I were doing some examination, and he joined with the Founders Imperial Stout. I'm pretty sure he gave it a 98 out of 100. So
I thought maybe I reviewed this last year when we first started all this mess, but I'm not sure. Michael probably has more of an idea about that than me because I couldn't
Michael
find
have
it
to
in
look
my
back
book.
in the archives and see
Right.
if it's.
When we
But
first started all this
in there.
mess.
It's
Cost money. Cost money to go back in the archive now.
anyway. That's
I'm Michael Day.
that's my 2 cents. Whatever it's worth, it's not very much.
Well, you
It
mentioned
is a good dark one though. You can't see through it. It maintains a dark chocolate foamy head. It maintains its lacing very well.
Nice, yeah, some nice lacing. You can see the 3-tiered lacing system going on there. It's like sip 1, sip 2, sip 3. You've got really nice lacing on the glass there.
So it's definitely a buy if you see it and you like stouts. This is one you don't want to pass up.
if I
And
remember,
what one more time? What'd you say? Would you rate it? What was your rating for it?
95 for me. It's a 95. It's a solid
95. Okay, so solid A beer.
Right. It's for me, once you get 96 and above or so, it becomes world class. I'm a little different than Ron in that. So it's right on the cusp of world class. I mean, it's maybe if you had just a little bit more variance and a little bit more transition of flavors on the tongue, that would probably send it over the top.
Maybe. So I think what you're trying to say is if they barrel aged that sucker, it'd set it over the top, huh?
You got it. You got it. Don.
I'm picking up what you're putting down. All right. Man, this is one of the quickest.
What, Ron?
No, I know. I'm saying if they did, yeah, we know.
Right,
If they barrel aged it,
They did.
it would just put it over the top. So guys, this has been wow. We've been going an hour. It doesn't seem like that. Maybe the 12.5% is getting on to me, and I just lost track of time. But we've been going almost an hour here. Does anybody have any final thoughts or comments? Anything coming up that we should know about before we close it out here?
Got Wild Card Wednesday coming up, and I also bought this new. I was at Hong Kong Market yesterday on Bourbon Highway at Tarrytown, and I bought it. It's called Show.
Is that
Chico
what is that? Sake?
Yes. Show Chico Bai, and I bought it at a Hong Kong Market. Never had it.
Uh-oh.
Whether it's any good or not, they claim it is. Well, look at this guy.
Sake's an acquired taste.
Breakdown.
I was going to on Friday, I went on. Jay, you want to finish? Finish first if you want. On Friday, I went on a Zoom.
I was going to say I bought some
a Zoom beer chat thing with some other people who are friendly with. Now, I only knew one person on the whole thing, which was kind of strange, but it seemed like they were into beer, and I didn't have any. It was fun. The problem with the Zoom thing, you could have pretty much as many people as you want on it. No limit.
Right.
I think Zoom also has an hour expiration. That's what I heard.
Okay, but these people they pay for theirs. The person who does it pays, so he could stay on round the clock if he wanted to, and it wouldn't make any difference. Only if you're not paying that it's an hour limit, and after the hour you can stay on anyway because it gives you a chance to click on it and they let you go extend it. So whatever. But the only point I'm trying to make is the biggest negative about Zoom is if the person who's moderating is not good, you're in deep trouble.
Why do you say that?
Because everybody talks over each other. There's too many people who it didn't happen in ours. The moderator was good. And when somebody stepped in over, he says, wait till Carl finishes before you make your point.
Well, I guess you can say the same for
See,
StreamYards too.
to have the 10 on the Google chat, the moderator was more important than with 6, I think. With 6, you can usually control yourself. Whatever. Get to 10.
Yeah.
It must have been 20 on this Zoom chat I was on. And they didn't all stay the whole time. I was on for an hour and a half. Some people were there and then they left. Whatever. I just did 1 beer. Some people did 3.
Yeah.
I did 8%.
3 should be the minimum.
Well, again, it depends on what you want to do. I just wanted to get a feel for it. And I probably would go on it again because I did like the people. But now I've met people, so I at least know them enough that I know their names now, where I only knew one person. And I'm not close with him because he's somebody who I met through somebody else, but he has been to my house once and to the beach club once.
Look at this, Ron.
Well, that's cool. Don't forget about.
Yeah,
Oh, I did. Yeah, that's the one about. Don't forget about tomorrow night.
Bumpy has on Memorial Day, Malt Monday, Red Irish.
Malt Memorial Monday.
Irish Reds,
which I
was hoping I would have my beer mail from Brian by then because he sent me an Irish Red from Colorado, but it hasn't made it yet. I don't know. It got sent to Kent, Washington, and they had to reroute it. It's just a total, cluster. You know what? So anyway,
I was unwilling to buy
One code to
a
the
million, so I will not be there tomorrow.
Ron, have you tried this one yet?
What?
I might be there.
The Florida
if
Man?
If I get basically Killian's will be the only Irish Red I'll be able to find.
You said you bought a
I got
variety
it for
pack.
I got the Killians for $7.99. Yeah. Florida Man, David and I did a duo review yesterday.
How'd you like
And
it?
we thought it was great.
Yeah, it
we
tastes
thought it
pretty
was
good right
great.
off the bat. I like it. It's a double IPA, 8.5%.
Yeah, we were bragging on that one. That's like later on when he said, I gotta go get something to eat.
Stream. Blake is too much. I really think he's
I'm doing a hoodly. What? I'm doing a
Blake's a hoot.
Newcastle Nations and vodka.
Yeah, Blake's pretty
I'm
cool.
not going to be on
All
that.
right, well, guys.
I got way too short of hair for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Send them right off. Well, we'll go ahead and wrap up the live stream. Thanks to everybody for joining. We had a great turnout. Thanks to everybody in the chat. We wouldn't be here without you guys. Appreciate all the great comments. Y'all definitely entertained us today with all these awesome comments. Let's see.
Awesome
Happy
comments,
Memorial Day
welcome.
weekend, everybody. Hope you guys enjoy your day off and
Enjoy
have a
your
good,
barbecues. Enjoy
burger,
your
hot dog,
your
beer,
beaches.
whatever you do on Memorial Day.
Hopefully you can get to the
Ron,
beach.
I'll be at work tomorrow, so y'all have a good time.
Oh man,
Work.
well
That's the only day I've got off.
I'm actually off work. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. So, thanks everybody for watching. Thanks everybody for joining. That'll do it for this edition of Stout Sunday. Hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend and holiday, and enjoy your day off tomorrow if you have off. And we'll see you all on
And
the
even
next
if you
one.
don't,
So,
even if you don't
Take
have
care,
one.
everybody.
and even if you don't, enjoy it anyway. Drink a beer at work if you can sneak one in. Do it.
Yeah.
All right. So until next time, everybody.
Multi
Cheers.
Memorial Day Monday.
Everybody.
Stay out.
Stay stout.
If it'll let me in the broadcaster, there we go.
Stout, boy.
Please do this podcast.